restaurant with some of your partners, and actually there's how many partners?
This restaurant, I have two restaurants.
Yep.
This restaurant right now is just solely owned by me. But then the Maru restaurant, I have two more partners. Yeah, so we have three partners in the other restaurant. Yeah.
And so they are your university schoolmates?
No, they're relatives, family. So basically, it's a family business.
Yeah. So the one in Jimsatra is actually a family business, and this is solely owned by you.
Yes.
So do you focus the market on only the Koreans or the local citizens?
No, we target the local citizens because Korean people, there's not a lot of Korean people in Hong Kong. Like, there are a lot, but then it's hard to target them only them. So we try to target locals, and of course more expats.
Okay. And I know that recently the K-pop is hitting Hong Kong very much, and there are many different Korean restaurants. Do you find the market is actually very narrow because there are many different choices in the market?
Yeah, I think so. Right now, because of the K-pop, a lot of restaurants has been open. Then in the other side, of course, since for the customers, there's a lot of choices for them to make. But then it's just a lot of choices of restaurants to go to. But then the food itself is all the same. So it's very hard for me and myself to get into that niche market. Try to do something different. It's very hard to do that right now.
So to keep your restaurant more competitive, did you only hire Korean staff in your restaurant?
Yeah. At first, we only hired Korean staff, like working holiday Koreans. But now we also have local, not really local. There are a few locals, but then like foreigners that's living in Hong Kong that's able to work. Yeah, so we hired them as well.
And how old were you when you run the first restaurant in Jimsatra?
It's 2 years. It's been 2 years, so 27. So when I was 27.
So you run the business right after your graduation, or
no? I after my graduation I did something else. I did travel agency, and then after that I just opened the restaurant. Started. Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that the working experience in the travel agency actually helps you with the operation of the restaurant?
No, it's totally two different.
Totally different.
Two different operations.
So do you find it difficult when you do not have much food and beverage industry experience?
Yeah, it was difficult at first, but then after a couple of months, getting to know people, meeting people, getting advice from other experienced F&B managers or boss, helped me organize a bit more.
So you get started.
Yeah.
And so, what are the motivations for you to start your business? Is this your dream, or?
Motivation. It's not really a motivation. It's more of I wanted to do something different, like not just go to a firm or a hotel or a travel agency. I wanted to do something different, so that's why I opened the restaurant and started my travel day.
Okay, so here I have some attributes, so I want you to rank for them about how do they motivate you to start the business. And 1 is the least, and 10 is very much. So the first one is to make a reasonable living.
Okay, 1 is the least.
1 is the least.
And 10
motivate you, and 10 is the most.
Most that motivate.
That will be.
That's 10.
10. Oh, and to make a lot of money.
Of course, that's 10. That's one of the reasons people.
To be your own boss.
This is 6.
6. You enjoy this kind of lifestyle?
5.
And to avoid unemployment?
Yeah, 6.
To live in this location, maybe in Jimsatra or Central?
4.
And this is a form of semi-retirement?
1.
Not the time to retire yet. And you spot a market opportunity?
Yes, this is 9 to 10.
Oh, 9 to 10. And so, what is actually the biggest difficulty for you to think of opening a restaurant? I mean, the planning before operating this restaurant.
What kind of planning that I do?
Yeah, what is the most difficult part?
Um,
Maybe are you worried about the population of that district or the financial, the budget?
Of course,
the labor
everything.
force?
Yeah, there's a lot of problems when you start a business. Of course, getting to organize a plan with my partners.
Oh.
We have to compromise on a lot of stuff. And of course, financial. Of course, we were still young, or we are still young.
Oh.
So financial is one of the biggest, or one of the problems that we faced when we first started.
And so, do you have the capital on your own, or do you borrow it by someone?
As
Or do
I
you
got
got-
sponsored, investors, and of course a few of my own capital. Yeah.
How about when you are operating the restaurants? So, what is the most difficult part? Is it quality control or still the human capital?
No, it is the human capital. Of course, controlling your staff. Basically controlling your staff is one of the biggest problems. You have to talk to them. Also, even in the kitchen, you have to talk to the chef. What food should be good to come out. Even even on the floor, you have to discuss with the managers or the part timers on how to give the service out to the customers when they come.
And as you have mentioned, originally you hire only Korean staff.
Yeah.
Is it very difficult for you to hire Korean?
Right now, it's very difficult to hire Korean. But when I first started, because it was a boom, it was actually very okay to hire them. Like a lot of people wanted to come to Hong Kong, do working holiday.
So what kind of channels do you use to attract the working holiday Korean?
Of course, it's word of mouth or from friends. And of course, there's a job hire site in Korea.
Do you use any social media, maybe Facebook or Instagram, to kind of attract these people to come? Or just by word of mouth?
Basically, all through word of mouth and friends. I use less social media use.
Oh, alright. And how about in terms of the promotion of this restaurant? Do you use the social media as well?
Oh yeah, not this restaurant because I just started a month ago.
1 month ago.
So, but the one in Maru, we try to use a lot of social media. We use Facebook, Instagram, and post a lot of menus, a lot of events.
So do you use WeChat, Twitter, YouTube?
Now you just Facebook,
Just
Instagram. Yeah, because WeChat. Because for us, all the partners we are like Korean based. Yeah, so it's very hard for us to WeChat in Chinese or so try to go with the English based social media, which is Facebook and Instagram.
And so I want to ask you about the location. Why would you choose Tingsache? When you are choosing the location, what comes first in your mind? Is it the population or the rental rate of that district?
No, it's the population because of course the rent is very high in
Yeah.
Tingsache.
Yeah.
So it's mostly the population. It is where a lot of people come and go, a lot of foreigners, a lot of tourists. So.
And how about in Soho as well, or you wanna attract more? Because I know many foreigners come to Soho. So do you wanna expand this market? So you open a restaurant here?
Yeah, the other reason why I opened this restaurant is because this was like an old friend of mine's restaurant, so I just took over, I just renovated, and then I saw potential and buy the Korean restaurant. So that's the reason why I chose this location. So.
And have you ever wondered would you lose all your money when you are running this business?
Of course.
Then how did you overcome this kind of barrier?
We overcome it by basically we try to do more marketing, but that doesn't work because it does take time. Marketing does take time, so we need to find other investors, sponsors that will help us with the financial problem.
And I know that actually many people have the idea of open a restaurant, but they are just worried about whether it will earn a living or to lose all their money. So there's conflict between the reality and also the dream. Whether you want to face the reality to just go to a firm to find a job or to pursue your dream. So how did you balance these two? Like, because you have been working in the travel agency, you know that it is more stable. You do not have to worry about so you have a stable income. But running a restaurant is very different and challenging.
Of course.
So how did you?
How did I balance it?
Yeah.
That's still one of my let's say homework to solve. I still have to learn how to balance because like it is very different from what I pursue and the reality. So it's been 3 years or 2 years, but I'm still also trying to solve that problem myself on how to balance. Yeah, so it is very hard at the moment since the economy. It is an economic crisis right now in Hong Kong.
And just now you ranked I enjoy this lifestyle number 4. So are you not enjoying?
No, it's fun to run a restaurant, but then it's very tiring. It's very tiring to manage, to operate. It's a very hard job as a owner. Actually, as a startup restaurant, it's very hard to. It's a very tiring job. So
it's very stressful.
yeah. Besides that, of course, it's a good lifestyle, but then at first
it was very tiring.
It's very tiring, and I'm still tired because I just opened a new restaurant, so it's back to phase 1. So it's very tiring.
So I would say you have 2 restaurants right now, and how do you balance the time in the one in Tsim Sha Tsui and?
Right now the one in Tsim Sha Tsui, I just go to the meeting, but then it's more. My other partners are more focused on the restaurant.
So you just focus on it.
I just go attend the meetings.
So here you are the sole ownership, and there you have some partners. And which kind of business ownership you feel more comfortable with?
Well, there are pros and cons. If you have partners, you get less stress. You can discuss the problems. You can solve everything. If you're solely owned, it's everything, all the risk you have to take yourself. So that is the difference. But then because you take the risk yourself, there's no burden on other people. Like you don't have to give burden to them.
So you have never thought of finding a partner in this restaurant for this restaurant?
No, not yet.
And so do you find it easier to operate this restaurant because you have already had the experience of the first restaurant? Or is it just...
Yeah, of course. It's easier to run because I experienced it in the old restaurant, or in the other restaurant.
And what is your next goal? Do you plan to open more restaurants
or
to expand
my planning is this will be the last
one,
and then probably my next goal is to do something else, do other business. So yeah.
Other business apart from the food and beverage industry. So working in the food and beverage industry, actually there's not a point of retirement, I think, because you're owning the restaurant. So have you wondered if one day you reach a point then you will stop this business?
I haven't thought about that yet, so I'm not. Yeah, it's very hard for me to answer the question.
So you said that running a restaurant is very challenging and difficult, and what keeps you forward?
Of course, money. Money keeps me forward. Money keeps everyone forward. So.
I know that cafe is very popular in Korea. There's many cafes. So why would you open a restaurant and bar instead of a cafe in Hong Kong?
I checked after researching. There are different. It's very hard for me to open a cafe. I've actually thought about opening a cafe, but opening a Korean cafe in Hong Kong, There are some difficulties.
Because of the land supply.
Yeah, of course, and then the choice of tastes would be different. Of course, right now it's a boom, so people want to try it out. But then that doesn't mean they'll become a loyal customer just because it's a Korean boom. So it is very hard for me. Yeah.
Oh, so you end up having a problem.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's pretty much the questions I
Okay.
have to ask.
Sure. No problem.
Really, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.